What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 74 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-host Nick Theories and Philly Phil. Mikey P is out again tonight because he really just doesn't care. We want to thank everybody that's tuned in to our live stream. That was a joke. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in to our live stream tonight. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. Tonight, we're going to be covering all of the NBA playoff action starting with the weekend. And that's basically everything that this show is going to entail. You ready for it?
I'm always ready, but let's talk about the
Where you want to start?
announced golf matchup with Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady teaming up.
That's a good one. I didn't even think to mention that.
Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Apparently, Josh Allen said some shit.
Said what shit?
I don't know. I was hearing it on the way here.
Well, Brady's been trolling on Twitter.
Regular.
And Josh Allen responded. So it's going to be a fun matchup. I'm looking forward to it.
Ultra competitive.
And you know who I'm taking.
I don't bet against him in anything.
I'm taking the 12s, bro. I get the MVP, the reigning MVP, and
hopefully you don't go out like his last football game. That would be
the last two seasons.
Shit.
Who? Who's this?
Brady.
Oh, you're still talking smack on Brady?
Yeah, he's got to recapture that energy.
It's weird.
It's
weird to me how someone always wants to attack somebody who has 7 Super Bowls. It's weird. It's weird.
That's weird.
You call it what you want. I call it hate. I call it jealousy, and I call it weird.
I call it real. I call it real. I call it accountability.
Yeah, accountability.
All right, so let's start off with the Sixers.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, how do you think they looked? And what were your biggest takeaways from it?
Bro, my biggest takeaway is that I don't think James Harden, the old James Harden's coming back, bro, this year.
Regular.
That's not me.
That's you.
That's you. And that's really regular because every time something's blamed on me, it's actually somebody else.
Fuck!
Theories is cooking now. What's up?
You're prepared.
I am prepared.
Damn it.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Harden was kind of like a facilitator. And I really think Maxey is a superstar, bro. Like, the way he performed in a playoff game is something we've never seen Ben Simmons do.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you, like, you can see the difference. Like, when the Sixers have somebody who isn't scared to shoot versus somebody who was scared to shoot. Now they're a more dangerous team. And then you had the veteran presence of Harden, and you got Embiid, of course. I mean,
goes without saying.
Yeah, right. He's the MVP. And then you got Tobias, who kind of balled. Yo, he started off hot. That's the key with him. If he starts off hot,
it's a confidence thing.
He's ready to rock. But if he starts off slow, I feel like he gets down on himself. You know what I mean? And his confidence is gone. But he started off hot. The Sixers looked great. It's looking like a sweep, but I think the Raptors are going to adjust. Their coach is probably like top 5, top 3.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nurse is an awesome coach. They don't even have any superstars.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They're just good.
They're just good. They're just a good team. But I could see the Raptors kind of winning 1 in Toronto. I know I said Sixers in 6, but it looks like they're just too much for the Raptors. I don't think they can compete.
So to go off of what you said with Harden, he had 22 points and 14 assists with 1 turnover. I think a part of Harden's game that gets overlooked is he's an elite distributor. Yeah. Like, he can run an offense. And the thing with Harden is you still have to respect him. So unlike Ben Simmons, when Harden's running your offense, you still have to account for his scoring because he could score, and if he gets to the free throw line, he can knock him down.
Yeah.
And I also think Maxey's a superstar.
No doubt.
38 points. He actually should be most improved player. And the only reason I'm saying
he's not even on the ballot.
Nope. And the only reason I'm saying that is because, well, maybe Jordan Poole, you could argue.
He's not even a finalist, bro.
Soon. But my thing with Maxey is Maxey can do it all. He can shoot. He can score. I mean, like I said, he went from shooting 26% on three-pointers to shooting 44% and being the 3rd or 5th overall three-point scorer this year in one offseason. So that just shows you his work ethic. And
well, yeah, apparently there's called like it should be called the Maxey rule, according to Doc Rivers, that
locking him out of the gym.
Yeah,
and
locking
stuff.
out of the gym and locking up the gym and stuff. Yeah, I mean, just like you said, his work ethic. I mean, that speaks for itself. If a coach is telling you that, and this kid's what, 2nd year, like, this kid's a beast, bro.
My thing is like with the Sixers, this is who I really feel like they were playing chess. I think that they got lucky to fall into the 4th seed because now they avoid Milwaukee, the Nets, and the Celtics until the Eastern Conference Finals, which they're going to get there. No cat. But like for me, it was amazing to watch. Like they actually looked well coached. Like that was the first time I actually believed in Doc Rivers. He played Paul Reed finally. Like DeAndre Jordan shouldn't see a minute the rest of the playoffs.
Here's the thing. And I've always thought about this. You know how teams like to lose in the end of the season to avoid certain teams to play in the playoffs?
Yeah.
My thing is this. What kind of message are you sending to your locker room by doing that?
It's strategy, though. Because
I understand that. I get it.
Why would you want to go against that animal?
Because if you feel like you're the best team in the East, you don't give a fuck who you play.
Anything could happen, though. I mean,
I understand
Shaq
that.
said that Kobe, and the Lakers did it. It's just a preference of because look, here's the thing: would you rather play the Nets in the first round and go 7 games, or play them in the Eastern Conference Finals and go 7 games? You don't want all that wear and tear in the beginning. Because here's the thing: the Nets and Celtics series, whoever comes out of that is going to be so beat up after that series that the Bucks are going to feel refreshed because they're going to sweep the Bulls.
Yeah.
So like to me, I just I know what you're saying in terms of like if you think you're the better team and you think you're the best team, it doesn't matter. But why would you want to go through that if you could position yourself to get an easier opponent?
I get it. It's all strategic, but does it ever how does that go well with the players? That's how I
actually think it's more of a player's decision.
Do you?
I really do, yeah.
See, I think that's kind of more of coaches or upper management's kind of decision. Obviously, the coach.
But I feel like if the players weren't on board with it, they wouldn't do it. Like, I feel like the players have to sign off on it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, obviously, because otherwise they'll be looking around like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we, why are we changing? You know? I get it. But I feel like it also kind of sends a bad message. Like, I really do. Like, in a weird way,
I know. We bullshitted about it before.
Like, it's actually, like, a really good discussion. I would like to hear Palante's
because
thoughts
I'm on the side of play chess. Get the best matchup for you in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you want the easier path to get to the finals. I get that. But I feel like if you are a competitor, I feel like you wouldn't care. Personally.
Here's the thing about competitors.
Personally.
Here's the thing, though. Competitors will do anything
if I feel like my team is better than their team, let's rock.
Do you agree with this?
Let's hoop.
Do you agree that competitors will do anything to win?
Absolutely.
That ties into that.
Yeah, true.
Like, you know what they say, if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win.
I know, but is that really cheating?
In a sense, yeah.
To a degree?
And to a degree, yes, because it's almost like you're basically fixing where you fall. Now, here's the thing. I don't think, like, when they lost to the Pistons, I think that was real. I don't think that they threw that game.
I actually think they
I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying, like, when you start sitting guys for games and stuff, you're not putting your best lineup out there.
Yeah.
So that's where I went that. But that's a really good discussion. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so up next.
Well, quick question for
Go ahead.
So let's keep going with the Sixers. Let's talk about the Raptors. I mean, what do you think they have to do in order to steal a game or two here?
Honestly, I don't think they can. I just, like, when I said the Sixers were going to sweep them, and in our bracket I put 5, just because I was trying to be respectful, doing a gentleman's sweep. But for me with the Raptors, dude, it's just basketball games are won with star talent. And the Sixers have the 3 best players in the series. Mm-hmm. Maxey, Harden, and Embiid. And to me, I don't see a path of victory for the Raptors to win. That, like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Like, it can work because in the regular season, they're not game planning the way they are game planning in the playoffs. So now when you're game planning against them, it's a lot easier. Like, you see, like, in the comments they're saying right now, Embiid has 18 in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's bringing it.
Yeah.
So that's just where I am with that. Like, I don't see a path to victory for Toronto, especially now that Scotty Barnes is out. Mm-hmm. He rolled his ankle.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't see it. I mean, Pascal Siakam,
look, Pascal Siakam's a good player.
He's a good player,
really
but
good.
He's going against Joel Embiid, and it's just like it's a mismatch.
It's a total mismatch.
It doesn't even work. So you completely eliminated their best player by using yours. So you know what I mean?
Not for nothing, but you can make an argument that Maxey cancels out Siakam.
Yeah.
You really can. In terms of production, you can make the case that, I mean, if Maxi's putting up 30, good luck.
I mean, Freddie Van Fleet, yo, he can shoot.
Yeah, he can, but
he's like hot and cold.
And Gary Trent Jr. is out, so they don't have another elite shooter. So again, for Fred VanVleet, that almost neutralizes him, which sucks because he's a good player. I'm not saying that either. Like, they are a good team. It's just when you have a team full of good players and then you have a team with good players and 3 stars, it's kind of hard to overcome.
I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. I mean, and you could say Tobias is what? How would you like categorize him?
He is a star role player.
Star role player. So would you say he's a good basketball player, very good, or all-star level?
I think Tobias Harris is very good.
Okay.
But in the right situation. In the role he's in now, he's very good. When he has to be your second scoring option, that's when he's mids. Because that's just not his game. Because he can't garner all the attention and still do what he needs to do to be successful. But when you have now 3 other elite scoring options and he's your 4th option, he's perfect.
Yeah.
Because he could be a 3rd scoring option, he just can't be a second.
He's just chilling.
And that's what happened last year when Ben Simmons decided to just stop playing. Your second scorer had to be Tobias Harris, and he can't do it. Right. It was just like, he reminds me of what the Sixers did with Iguodala. Iguodala's not a 1 in his prime. He was a 2. But they were trying to make him a 1, and it just didn't work.
It didn't work.
That's why when he went to the other squads, like Golden State, Finals MVP, he's hitting all the big shots, because he's good in moments. He's not good in the 48 minutes that it takes.
Right. No, I agree with that. That's a good point.
All right. So next up, your finals pick.
My finals?
You had the Grizzlies going to the finals from the West, didn't you?
I had them in the Western Conference.
Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. I had them losing.
They're down 1-0. I had them losing this round to the Timberwolves. This was my upset pick in the bracket.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
I had them in 7, I believe. The Timberwolves in 7. Ant Edwards is for real.
Yeah, I tweeted about that like last week.
He's like, he might be the most underrated upcoming star in the NBA. Because last year they were talking about LaMelo Ball with Rookie of the Year, and Ant Edwards and those players were saying, it's me. Now you look at it and it's like, okay, he's in the playoffs. He just balled out. Where's he at?
See, that's a tricky question. It depends. I mean, like, LaMelo Ball is still very, very good.
Hell yeah.
So it's like, all right. I mean, but Ant Edwards is actually like completely outshining him right now. He went to the playoffs. LaMelo Ball hasn't. He won a playoff game, not a series. I mean, does that matter in basketball if you win a playoff game versus a series? Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I won a playoff game. Like, oh yeah, he never won a playoff game. You know that fucking argument we do in football?
Yeah, it's different.
It's not the same. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Series
because
it's
series. Yeah.
Anthony Davis never won a series with the Pelicans.
Yeah, exactly.
2 years in a row he went to the playoffs and got swept. So he didn't. It took him 2 years to win a playoff game. It's funny. Ant Edwards is built like LeBron, and handles like a guard.
Bro, and he's fast as fuck. And he's just so athletic that it's so scary. The Wolves are scary.
This is why.
But they're not beating the Grizz. They're not beating the Grizz.
Are the Grizz in trouble?
No, I don't think they're in trouble. I mean, we've seen this before.
I think they're in trouble.
We've seen this before. We've seen low seeds beat a high seed, in game 1. Everybody overreacts. Oh my God, here comes the upset, all this other shit. The Grizzlies, people forget. They're just on a sexy name, so nobody takes them serious.
Okay.
Think about that. If it was the Lakers down 1-0, the Lakers, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
It's fair to an extent.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Kind of fair.
If the Sixers were down 1-0, they'll be all right. It's one game. It's one game.
I don't know about that. Sixers fans panic.
The Grizz are going to be okay. They are still a very, very good team.
They lose in this series.
They are the 2nd seed in the West for a reason. John Morant, he was still cooking. He had 30-something. 34? 35? Bro, come on. What are we talking about?
No, all right, so we're going to have to talk about this a little bit. So here's my issue. When we compared John Morant and we were talking about top 5 players. No, I don't. But it's watching and like trusting my eyes. John Morant, I've said this before, is more like Derrick Rose. When Derrick Rose now he won an MVP in 2011. John Morant doesn't really have an outside game. He can shoot a little bit, but he can't consistently shoot jumpers. That's not his game. His game is getting to the rack. And the reason I picked the Wolves was because Steven Adams was unplayable yesterday. 0 points, 3 rebounds, and 3
I don't
assists.
know what that is.
It's a bad matchup for the Grizzlies. They have no answer for Cat. Pat Bev got Cat different.
Yeah, he acting different. He moving different.
He's moving different.
He decided to move differently, moving forward.
So they don't have an answer for Cat. And the type of player Ja is, Patrick Beverley is like his worst nightmare. Because Patrick Beverley's all over him. And it's going to be, and he has to work for all those points. And we're going to get to the Celtics, but it's similar to KD. When you have to work for those points, it's different when you're not an elite scorer or
bro,
jump shooter.
He's elite.
He's not an elite jump
He had
shooter.
32 points.
Did he catch an L?
I get it. They lost the game, but he had 32 points. We're talking like this dude got like locked up. What are we talking about?
Look, here's the thing is though is that it's the empty calorie stat again.
Oh, the empty calories.
It's empty calories. It sucks.
Oh Christ.
Hold on fast. I'm trying to find how many whatchamacallit he had. So anyway, as I was saying,
when Ja Morant drops a 40-piece next game and the series is tied, the energy is going to be different.
We'll see.
Mike.
No, I'm with you. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying it's a bad matchup for the Grizzlies and they're going home.
All right.
After a really good season. I feel bad for them, but it's really what's going to happen. It's a bad matchup. They have no answer for Cat.
I mean, put it this way. Steven Adams played 2 full quarters. He played 24 minutes, right? Just say it's 12 minutes a quarter. He played 2 full quarters and didn't score a fucking point. I mean, at least get fouled to go to the free throw line to fucking get a point. I mean, you got to produce.
He's big and slow. Pulse.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, is Cat can shoot. So Cat's pulling him away from the basket. Then you have Anthony Edwards and you have Patrick Beverley. Patrick Beverley knocks down big shots. As much as I can't stand him, he does. He made a big 3.
Yeah, he did.
In like the 3rd or 4th quarter, I was watching it. So I think they're in trouble. Is tomorrow night a must-win for the Grizzlies? Because after tomorrow night, they go back to Minnesota.
Is it 2-3-2 or 2-2-1-1-1?
I think it's 2-3-2 until the finals. The finals is 2-2-1-1-1. That's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question.
That makes a difference. Is it a must-win? No.
You don't think that? You don't think so?
I don't think it's a must-win. I mean, who's to say that the Grizzlies can't?
It's all 2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't think it's a must-win?
I don't think so. I think the Grizzlies are a better team, and I think they just had a bad game, and it happens. It happens. It's okay. The Wolves are they're coming off, that big win to get into the playoffs, so they're riding the momentum.
I know. We'll see.
Once one of those rails come off, they're gonna be back to the same Wolves. It's gonna be the same thing. The Grizzlies are a good team.
All right, we'll see.
They are.
All right, so now we get into the big game of the weekend. The Celtics versus the Nets.
Bro. This game.
Kyrie's great. One of the best games I've ever seen Kyrie play for no reason. What's your thoughts on that series before we get into his post-game presser? Because I know that's going to be a big topic.
My thoughts on the series is that I knew this was the hardest series to pick. Remember, I said this last show. And I went with the Nets in 7 because I feel like overall experience is going to propel in this series that team. However, the Celtics, man, they're tough. They've been tough all year. They find ways to win. They just find ways to win. And Jason Tatum, man,
Coaching.
Jason Tatum is he needs to wake people up this postseason. If the Celtics can beat the Nets and go far into the postseason, he's going to be talked about. And he deservingly, like, he's quiet. Like, nobody really talks about Jason Tatum in the light of the echelon superstars.
So,
which is crazy.
I do. I've always said that.
I mean,
I think he's the second best player under 25.
Like, he's
next
awesome.
to Luka.
He's a great
he's the real deal
player. But the Nets are the Nets. I think they're going to win next game. And KD had a bad game. KD was off.
Bro, he
didn't look like himself. and the Nets lost by 1 in the Garden. So my thing is, it's like if KD plays a little bit better, the Nets are just better, and Kyrie is going to he's going to keep playing like this. He has something against. He wants to kill he wants to kill Boston.
He was a minus 13 yesterday. That was the worst playoff game I've seen Kevin Durant have probably since his last game in Oklahoma City, or Game 6 when they were up 3-1 against the Warriors in 2016. That was the worst I've ever seen. He just looked out of sorts, and Kyrie was cooking.
Yeah.
Kyrie was carrying his ass, to be honest. Mm-hmm. He was carrying him. And then the defensive letdown for Jason Tatum to score. So it's just crazy because I didn't see him getting ripped apart on Twitter. He just gets a pass.
It's one game.
Could you imagine if somebody else in the league had a game like that?
But that becomes with the territory of being
factual.
The king.
I get you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying you're under more scrutiny. You're under the spotlight is always on you at all times. That light is never off. So anytime there's a blemish or a negative moment, they're gonna attack.
They blow it up.
Of course. That's the media's job. They need to create stories to talk about on the shows the next day. That's the whole point. They love negative press. Anything positive, it's quick and easy. What are you going to say? Oh, I'm happy for them. I'm so happy that, they won or whatever. I mean, there's only so much you could say. But negative, you could say so much.
Misery loves company.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yo, if you guys are watching out there, please share the stream so we can get more people in here. 6 people is just embarrassing for us. Damn.
Oh, I don't really give a fuck. I'm potting. I'm having a good ass time. If you don't want to show up, I don't really give a fuck. I'm still here. I'm still rocking. I'm here with Pals. I'm here with Philly Phil.
Mikey P's here in
coming
spirit.
Back. Yeah, absolutely, man. I don't give a fuck. Honestly.
All right. So now the big thing I want to talk about. Kyrie's post-game presser.
I loved it.
I'll start off too. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love it because I love what he said. Like, they're the ones supposed to be humble. And this is what I was talking about, though, with the throwing of the mouthpiece. What Kyrie Irving said yesterday was perfect. If the fans are going to do that and they're going to yell all that shit, like calling him a bitch and, pussy and all that stuff, like, okay, cool. But he should be able to turn around and do whatever he wants. If they're allowed to do it, they should be allowed to do it.
Did he tell someone to suck his dick?
Yeah, when he was walking in at halftime. I love that, too.
That was great.
Protect the logo. That's what it is. The NBA is a brand.
Of course.
They're a business, right? They want to keep it as professional as possible. When you got the players flipping off the fans, it's a bad look for the NBA. It is. It really is. Because kids watch this. So I'm just saying.
I'm glad you said that.
And that's how I feel about it.
So let me ask you a question now. Were there kids around him when that guy was screaming, fuck you, pussy, bitch, asshole? So why isn't it? But why? My point is, though, why isn't it the same? So you're telling me that a fan. So if I'm there and I'm with my son, and I don't know you, and you're there, and you're screaming there, calling him all that crazy shit, what's more vulgar? Gianni hearing all those terms, or Kyrie Irving going like this on his head and giving the finger?
Here's my rebuttal of that. There is only so much security on each aisle of, of the stadium, right?
Yep.
The arena. When you have rows and rows of people saying bad things to one person, you can't control that. However, if there was one fan or 2 fans sitting next to each other screaming, fuck you and all this other shit loud, and they were the only ones, they would be tossed. That's no doubt about it. But it just comes down to fan control. You can't control them all. That's why they get a pass for it.
You know how you stop that? You know how you stop fans from
yelling?
Am I
right?
Yeah, but you know how you stop fans from yelling obscene gestures?
Mm-hmm.
You fine fans. You're at a game, you get caught telling Kyrie Irving, fuck you, you get a $500 fine.
That's never going to happen.
I know, I'm just saying, you do that, hit people in the pockets, and watch how fast they fall.
But that's never going to happen because it's called fan control. You can't control 300 people.
Here's the thing, too. Kyrie Irving, you need to block that out, too. Like, I'm not saying that he's right. I'm just saying in terms of, I don't hate what he did. I get what he did. I love it because it was fueling him. I'm just simply saying, though, he should he show professionalism and shit like that? Yeah, but to an extent. Like, he can't be the one, you always got to be the bigger person. But the NBA is just letting them get away with that stuff. I mean, not for nothing, but they were making fun of LeBron when he had the 2 fans kicked out. But apparently they were saying stuff about his wife and his son. I mean, that's not right either.
Well, they got kicked out, right?
Yeah, they did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. It's like, to me, I don't think Kyrie was wrong. I just don't. Because if they're allowed to say that stuff, I mean, he should be able to turn around and give it right back to him. He didn't say anything. He just gave him the finger.
I feel like when you're in the NBA, you are a professional athlete, right? Mm-hmm. Which means you got to conduct yourself in a professional manner on the court and off the court.
Fair.
Right?
Yep.
Because not only is he representing the NBA, he's also representing the Brooklyn Nets too.
Yep.
So you're representing these brands by having a player flipping off fans in the game. I like that energy. I do. But I'm just saying, for a business and brand protection point of view, I am saying it's a bad look for the NBA.
I do agree with that. I do. Like, I do, because here's the thing. You already have a bunch of people, myself included, saying that they're all spoiled brats and they're crybabies. You're making $40 million a year. You can handle some hecklers.
No doubt.
But I understand what Kyrie Irving's saying. Like, when it gets to that point and they're calling you those things, there's women there, there's children there. I mean, look, on the contrary to that is he could be the bigger person and do that. But at some point, it's like enough's enough. So that's where I don't think he's wrong. And I'll never think he's wrong, because at some point, you have to, you just can't sit there and just keep taking it. It's a form of bullying.
I
to
get
be
it.
honest.
So, but then that would come down to parenting. I mean, if
these are 30 and 40-year-old grown ass men saying this.
But I'm just saying, if you have kids around, if you're bringing your kid to a sporting event that's going to be in a hostile environment, and you know what's coming.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Then it's like, okay, then, what are you going to do? You're allowing that. You're saying, screw it. I already know it's going to be crazy. My kid's going to hear a lot of shit. I'm accepting it. Right?
Yeah, no. I mean, of course. Like, if I take my son to a game, I know that stuff may be said, but it's.
I
know exactly what you're saying. It's a hard
it.
conversation. It's tough because there's a line. It's just, where is the line?
There is none, because, like I said, fan control. You ain't controlling. You're not writing 300 tickets. You're not writing 20 tickets, for that matter. You're just not. So it just comes down to, because they always do kick the asshole fans out.
Of course.
They always do. But, like, when you got a row of 20 people and they're all saying the same shit, and you got...
It's going to be even worse tomorrow.
20 people with rows of, 5 rows. It's 100 people. You ain't controlling that.
It's going to be even worse tomorrow. Now that they know that they got to him like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Or Wednesday, whenever they play.
It's going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely bananas. Straight up.
I know. I can't wait.
Like,
I hope that series goes 7 games just because of the entertainment. That felt like a finals game yesterday.
I'm pumped for it. That game's going to be great.
I know. All right. Enough about them. Heat blow out the Hawks. Was this more about the Hawks or more about the Heat?
More about the Heat. The Heat are legit. Like, this team, their defense is just, they're flawless on defense. They are flawless. They literally, if they give up, an offensive rebound, they're playing hard still. Usually you see teams kind of quit and they're just like, whatever, you know what I mean? Because they're just so tired from running around. And then it's honestly deflating when a team gets an offensive rebound. It is. You reset the clock, you're playing defense again, you're running around, and it exuberates a lot of energy. So my thing is, it's like the Heat, I mean, they play hard, man. They play extremely, extremely hard. And their defense locked up Trae Young. That man only had 8 points. Like, they got to.
They literally locked his ass
They
up.
locked his ass up. That team is for real.
And
you know what's funny? Like, we talk about these superstars, but they don't even have a superstar, really, besides Jimmy Butler. If you want to say that. I'm just saying.
Pound for pound, I don't even know if he's better than Trae, but that's a different argument for a different day.
That's fine. But I'm just saying, if their only superstar is Jimmy Butler, I mean, think about that, bro. They have a good ass team, and Duncan Robinson is fucking heat.
So here's the
That's
thing.
right. No pun intended, bro. He could ball.
Him and PJ Tucker went 12 of 13 for threes.
Another solid piece.
I don't
they
think
got.
that'll ever happen again. PJ Tucker's an awesome player.
Yeah, he
I
is.
wish the Sixers would get him.
He's
to
a
be honest.
basketball player.
Yeah,
That's
he
it.
just and it's funny because when he first came into the league, they had no use for him. He went and played in China.
Yeah.
And then the league came over to small ball, and he came back and found a role. I mean, he's on the Bucks. He was on the Rockets. Now he's on the Heat. So I don't know where I am in this series. Like, I feel like it's a bad matchup for the Hawks because the Heat can play so physical, and I don't know if Trae Young is going to be able to do all the shit that he normally does.
Bro, this series might be a sweep.
It looked like that yesterday.
I'm not even kidding you. I think Miami's legit. I think they're being slept on because, again, they don't have that superstar. We're forgetting about Kyle Lowry. Like he went.
Hero.
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero. I mean, not for nothing. Lowry won a ring with Toronto. I know they won with Kawhi, but he still won too.
Yeah, he's good.
Get the fuck out of here with that. You
I
gotta
know.
give him some respect too. It wasn't just all Kawhi. Kyle Lowry made some fucking big clutch shots in the finals.
100%. Yeah, Kyle Lowry's good.
I mean, he slept on. I mean, he had a pretty shitty game, but like he's still a good player. But yeah, I think the Heat are for real. I think
I can tell you why they're slept on.
I like this team, man.
That bench fight. That was when people just forgot about them. So they were in first place for a long ass time. Then that whole thing happened on the bench with Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, and Udonis Haslem.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody stopped talking about them, and they were saying like, "Oh, is it going to propel them or is it going to sink them?" It looks like it propelled them in the first game. Now, my issue with the Heat is how they don't have, as you were saying, like they don't have a superstar. Can their style win against superstars? Are they a good enough team to get past teams with legitimate superstars?
I absolutely believe
That's
that.
that's my only
do.
question on the Heat. Now I hope it's not true because they're going to play. Hopefully they play the Sixers next. But I don't know if they're that good because Jimmy Butler sometimes can be hot and cold.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. They're the number one seed for a reason.
That's a fair point. I know.
I honestly think they could beat anybody just because of their defense. Their defense is legit.
And Spoelstra is the second best coach.
He's an awesome
or the first
coach.
best or their best coach.
He don't get talked about either.
Never.
So it's like he deserves a lot of credit. Honestly, he really does. He's kept the Miami Heat very competitive since LeBron left.
He has.
For real.
Finals appearance, a
Yeah.
couple of playoff appearances. I mean, they're always a 40-win team-ish. And like you said, without that's when they lose LeBron. So, all right, enough about them. Suns handle the Pelicans regular.
Yeah, I mean,
Chris
like,
Paul exploded for 15 straight points going into the fourth quarter. Out of nowhere. The Pelicans actually were making it a game. Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum started hitting buckets. CJ
the third
McCollum had
quarter.
8 straight points. And they kind of got back into it. And then Chris Paul just said no. And it was a wrap.
yeah, this. I gotta be honest. I don't think the Pelicans have any chance.
I actually feel the same. Like, I don't feel like we even need to spend that much time talking on them because I think this is a clean sweep. I actually think this is the most lopsided match of the series.
I mean, yo, bro.
Even though Willie Green's a really good coach.
Yo, my guy D Book, man, he shows up, yo. 25. 25?
How many Chris Paul have? I'm not saying that shade. I'm genuinely
Chris
asking.
Paul
What do you
had
have?
30.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just,
Chris Paul, yeah, he had a fucking fantastic game.
is Chris Paul the best?
The man had 30 points, 10 assists, 3 steals, 7 rebounds, a block.
He's the same age as LeBron. And look what he's doing still.
He's amazing. He
He did it with the Thunder, the Rockets. He's nowhere near done. I feel like he's on the same level as LeBron with years to go.
Bro, he's been in the league forever.
And he just wins.
We were kids when he was
We were seniors in high school when he got drafted by the Hornets.
bro. Like, that's crazy.
I remember talking about him at the lunch table at Highland.
Yeah. That's insane. Like, think about that.
I know, it's wild. It's 20 years.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I think the Suns are the best team in the NBA. Period.
Do you think they're going to make the final? You have them making the final.
I had them win the whole thing.
Well, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see about that.
I mean, look, I had the Sixers in the finals, to be fair. I don't love my pick.
You love the Suns pick, though, not the Sixers.
I love they're more reliable.
I actually didn't know you picked the Sixers to go to the finals.
Yeah, I did. I had the Suns winning in 6.
I hope that's not true, obviously.
I hope it's not true.
You hope it's not true, too.
I hope the Sixers win, but I just don't see any team beating this team in a 7-game series, Mike. I just don't.
It is going to be hard to beat
don't.
them 4 times.
They're really good, and they've been there before. They have veterans all over the roster.
I don't even have them making the finals.
I mean, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, the guy is fucking.
I
don't know what it is, but in the playoffs, it feels like this guy elevates his game. He really does. He is a machine, straight up. Like, I love his game. He's the perfect 3 for the Suns.
I'm going to say something really wild right now.
Oh, God. Go ahead.
If I was starting a team right now, I would take DeAndre Ayton over Anthony Davis.
I don't know.
I would take DeAndre because he is more valuable.
In terms of what? Durability?
Yeah, he's available.
I don't think
That's how down I am on Anthony Davis.
I'm not.
That's how down I am on Anthony Davis.
I'll take the upside in Anthony Davis being healthy.
Not worth it.
It's not going to happen, but
that I know it's a crazy hot take, and I'm probably going to catch a lot of shit for it.
I mean,
DeAndre Ayton is really good. He's just getting overshadowed by Chris Paul, Michael Bridges, and Devin Booker.
He is. He's a very good player.
I'm not saying that he is better than AD right now, but I mean, he had a better season because AD can't stay on the floor.
And what's his name had a really good game too. Cam Johnson. He's heat.
Payne's good.
He shot 83% from the field.
Payne's good.
What do you want?
He talks. Payne pisses me off though. As much as I think he's all right, he pisses me off because I kind of think he's a clown.
I got to be honest, man. This team is loaded. If they stay healthy, I just don't see a team beating them right now. And as for the Pelicans, can they steal a game?
Hell no. They just don't have enough. They really don't. They don't have enough.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram and McCollum, they're just. It's not good enough to beat the Suns. It's not.
That's just, I know, I'm with you. That's why I said I think this is the most lopsided one because here's the thing. We're going to transition right now into.
I mean, do you think Larry Nance Jr. is going to have 14 points again?
No, that's a big boost for them.
Absolutely. I mean, Valanciunas, he had a pretty decent game. He had 25 rebounds because he had 18 and 25. It's fucking ridiculous.
And look, we're going right now. We're going to go to the Bucks and the Bulls. The Bulls put up a good fight yesterday.
Yeah, they did. And I think
the line was 10.5, and they lost by 6 or 7.
So they covered.
Yeah, because I don't think that that's like lopsided. I think the Bucks are definitively better, and I think they're going to win the series. They'll probably sweep them or a gentleman sweep. But the Bulls are not a bad team.
Nah, they played good last night.
They did play really good. They had the lead for a minute in the third quarter.
They did.
They came back.
And I think even in the fourth quarter, a little bit.
Yeah, they were going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. It was about like 5 minutes left or something, six minutes left.
They made them work for it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the Bulls are going to win a game or 2.
Damn, really?
Yeah, because I actually like this team. I think they have I think they have a really good team. Like, I mean, look at their roster. I mean, they have DeRozan, which he was off.
He was garbage yesterday.
He was garbage. But like, everybody has a bad game. Everybody has a bad game. It's okay. You have 7 games. That's what basketball. See, that's what makes the NFL so hard. If you have a bad game, you're done. If you have a bad game in basketball, you have like 6 more chances potentially.
Usually in the NBA, the best team wins the series.
Yeah, but you're able that's true.
They do, for real.
That's true.
It's very seldom that you get like a legitimate, like outside of the Warriors, the We Believe Warriors beating the Mavericks in like 2010 or 2009. The better team generally always wins the series.
No, that's true. But I'm just saying, in the terms of DeMar DeRozan, like he had a bad game. I expect him to bounce back. He's still at 18. I mean, 6 of 25 is pretty brutal, bro.
That's horrible. 6 of 25. How many points did he have too?
He had 18.
18?
Yeah.
on 25.
On 25 shots. So think about that.
That's horrible, dude.
Yeah, he shot more times than he has points.
You know who else did that? Kevin Durant, which is a wild statistic.
But again, he had a big game.
It happens.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think DeMar DeRozan's going to bounce back. I think Zach LaVine is going to have a better game. Like, I feel like the Bulls are going to give the Bucks some fits.
It's not going to be like I don't
think it's going to be a sweep.
They can't take them lightly.
I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I don't.
I think I had them as a sweep in there, to be honest.
Like,
and they're missing Lonzo. Not that Lonzo's a superstar, but Lonzo's a good basketball player.
But if you make mistakes against Milwaukee, they're going to make you pay, and you're done. And you're on the road, so like you got to play your best.
I know.
You got to eliminate the mistakes.
That game was there for them,
shoot.
too.
You got to shoot the ball better. Yeah, absolutely.
That game was right there for them.
It really was.
I know. It was a better game than I anticipated for sure.
I mean, Kobe White had a nice game.
I loved him coming out of college.
12 points, shot 50%, 4 rebounds, +4.
And he can get his own shot.
He was +4. So
the problem is again, it's Giannis. Giannis he's the best player in the NBA, so it's hard to go up against that.
is he?
Yeah, he is. He's the best overall player in the NBA. We could have that fun debate soon.
I'm surprised you didn't say Joel Embiid, but all right.
It's hard. It's hard.
Balls.
That's a hard question because he won a championship without a second legitimate star. So that's a fun question now.
I mean, Drew Holiday ain't a slouch.
He's not.
Chris Middleton ain't a slouch.
No, but they're just good
But
players.
they're good players. I get you.
They're just not.
They're not the superstar status players.
It's not like a KD and Kyrie, a LeBron and AD.
Although I think Drew Holiday's really slept on. He's like
He's the most underrated player in the
He's
NBA.
probably one of the better defenders in the league.
One of the best. He's a top 5 two-way player. You could probably argue.
Yeah. So
Top 8.
He ain't a slouch. He just don't have that superstar status. That's all.
It's the
Who
name.
cares?
And now he's in a small market.
It don't mean you can't win.
I know.
That's how I look at it. But anyway, we'll move on from
Move
that.
on. All right. Jazz versus Mavs. I don't even know what to say about this. Jazz barely escape
Without Luka.
If Luka is in that game, they probably win by fucking 40.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I think Quinn Snyder's a good coach. And I don't understand this team. You know what I really think the issue is? I think there's a genuine dislike amongst the teammates in the locker room. When the whole thing happened with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, when COVID first happened, that was like their downfall. They had to get together, talk it out, things like that. It's 2 years later, and the same shit is happening. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's a member of the Jazz next year.
I agree. I think he's going to do the Knicks.
Knicks. They're going to get their first superstar because they're going to be able to trade Julius Randle. They have some pieces.
Or the Heat.
I mean, that's a good one too. The only problem is the Heat would have to give up a lot.
Hey, yo.
But
Pat
him with Jimmy
Riley,
Butler
yo.
would be
Pat
good.
Riley don't fuck around.
He's
yo.
got the heat.
Facts. But
They're
yeah,
the biggest letdown every single year.
The Mavericks are going to come back and win this series.
I don't know because they're saying that Luka's really, really fucked up.
Oh, well, then if he's fucked up, then the Mavericks
So
are
here's the
fucked
thing.
up,
They're
so-
saying that he's not playing tonight and he's going to try and play game 3. But they said that if this was the regular season, it's like a 2-week recovery time.
Okay, so if the Mavericks can steal a game and Luka comes back game 4, you're down 2-1, you get Luka back, I'm taking the Mavs, bro.
That's why everybody's picking the Mavs in 7 because they're saying that when Luka... I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, by all indications, if Luka comes back, it's not even a series.
If everybody's betting that, then I'm kind of concerned now.
Everyone's saying them because they're saying Luka's going to come back. I mean, they won by, I think, 4 or 5 points.
Yeah, it was 98 to 94.
Yeah, dude, that's embarrassing. I just don't like. I can't wrap my head around the Jazz. I really can't. They have Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. Like they're a good squad, and you can't beat
99-93. They lost by 6.
and you can't beat the Mavericks with Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, and you beat them by 6 points. You're getting a tough time with Spencer Dinwiddie leading the Mavericks, and they're keeping the game close.
And you have Donovan Mitchell.
What is it? They show clips all the time on like YouTube and Twitter of Donovan Mitchell and the players not even looking at Rudy Gobert. They might really hate this dude, and they just don't give him the ball. Like they show him like this, like with his arm up, calling for it.
He has, I mean, I don't know. He don't do it for me either.
Who?
Gobert.
I think
he's a great defender.
So I think I said
Cool.
this. I think I said this one time to
But
Palante.
the man have fucking 5 points.
He's garbage.
How do you play 35 minutes and have 5 points as a big man? At least, like I said earlier, at least get fucking fouled.
He's
For real. I mean,
7'5", bro. He
help
had
your
5
team.
points.
Box out. Get the ball. Demand the
rebound.
ball. Yeah. Develop a fucking hook shot.
That's what I was telling
Do
you, though.
something.
They're saying that the players won't pass him the ball, that they just look at him and don't pass him the ball.
So he's just a waste of space. That's it. He's just taking up real estate on the court.
7'5", and the dude had 5 points.
So then why? My thing is, I mean, you're gonna play him for rebounds, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they do matter. So I don't want to say it like that. Obviously, you
Hell
need
yeah.
second chance points and things
I mean,
like
bro,
that.
he had 17 rebounds. That counts for something.
Yeah, but he had 17 rebounds and they still only won by 6. It's insane.
I mean,
dude.
look,
I can't figure that team out for the life of me.
Yeah, I mean, they play tonight. They're playing tonight right now.
Now, if the Mavericks steal this game tonight, I really will think that I fucked up picking the Jazz. I don't know why I picked them. I'm an idiot.
I think I had Dallas in 7.
You picked Dallas because I remember saying that the only reason I picked the Jags was because I didn't think, because from everything that I was reading, they were saying that Luka was that he was really, really hurt. And then they showed him like walking into the arena and he was gimpy.
Oh, we got a comment. Sixers up 15 at half. By the way, Godfar, I like the Mavs with the points tonight.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. If you followed me in theories, you would have won a lot of money.
Facts.
Pelicans, Cavaliers. Nick had a parlay. He hit. I took the Timberwolves yesterday on the money line, and that hit. And then I was a really big degenerate and took the Celtics make the first basket. I won, but I was in my degenerate stage because I was bored and I felt the itch.
You were about it.
I felt the itch and just couldn't resist. And then I was just laughing at myself at how pathetic I am with betting because I love it.
Yeah,
I love the adrenaline rush.
I took the Nets and the Timberwolves.
Damn.
To win that bet.
It didn't win. And you lost on that layup.
No, I won that bet.
The Nets didn't win.
I'm talking about on Friday.
Oh, my bad.
Friday, when I took the Nets and the Timberwolves. Oh, was that the bet?
No, I thought it was the Cavs and the Pelicans because it was the second play-in. Or the Hawks and the Pelicans. Nick Herrera.
Sour.
Sour.
Oh, you're right. It was. I'm an idiot. I am a jackass. I apologize. On Friday night, yeah, I took the Hawks over the Cavs and I took the Pelicans over the Clippers. I'm a jackass. That's right. I did. And we picked them on the show.
Yes, because I was
Free
meant to say,
gas.
check our resume.
Free gas.
Free gas. There it was.
In your car or your jar.
Yeah.
Either or, baby. You know what I
That
mean?
is the
Free
episode
gas.
name. In your car or in your jar.
Oh, that's the episode title name.
All right.
In your car or in your jar.
It's funny as hell.
All right, and for our last topic tonight, we are going to the Nuggets and the Warriors. Jokic looks like shit. I guess VORP doesn't matter when you get into the playoffs. For everybody thinks he's the MVP, he's not. VORP doesn't matter. It's a stupid stat made up by nerds that don't know how to watch basketball games and don't enjoy watching basketball games and try and turn everything into numbers. And that's all I really have to say on Jokic.
That's really how you feel?
Yes, because there's like I said, you can use it for shit, but the reason the Rockets lost to the Warriors is because they missed 27 3-pointers in a row because for some reason the Rockets thought that you don't need to shoot mid-range jump shots. That's not true. That's not basketball. You need to shoot mid-range point. Look at Chris Paul. Look at Kevin Durant. Look at DeMar DeRozan. Tyrese Maxey even. Joel Embiid. You need to shoot mid-range shots. And the analytic stuff just ruined sports. It did because people are so hypersensitive to it. It ruined sports.
I got to be honest.
Don't do this.
I think you really just don't like Jokic. And I think that because of your love for Embiid. It has to be.
It's not that.
Because bro, he's a baller. What are we talking about?
He is. I never said that. He just wasn't the MVP.
No, I'm not saying he don't have to be the MVP.
Here's the thing. Two things can be true, though.
He's still one of the best players in the NBA.
He is. And he does impact the game. But when you go to do MVP stats, and you're trying to say who has the most impact on a game, and you're simply coming down to an analytical chart, I believe that's bullshit. To me, that's saying like, okay, you're a really good player, but here's a narrative. Let's try and find a way for you to become the MVP. Instead of just watching with your eyes and saying, okay, look at this guy's performance and look at that guy's performance. Who's elevating their team more?
No, I get it.
He was the 6th seed in the West. A 6th seed?
I get,
and he's going to be a back-to-back MVP now? A 6th seed.
Pauls, you're preaching to the choir. We know this. I get it. But what's your overall thoughts on the series? The Warriors and the Nuggets.
To me, it looks like the Warriors are going to sweep them. Five games at best. They just feel outmatched. Stephen Curry had a terrible game.
Yeah, he did.
Terrible.
He was really off.
And they still handled them. And Jordan Poole,
bro.
I mean, I don't really even know where to start with him because he's like a mixture of Clay and Steph. Like, I don't even know. He is so good. He is so good, dude.
You know what's funny about him too is that I feel like Andrew Wiggins is playing really good basketball, but he's not getting the eyes that he deserves because of Jordan Poole.
He did in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Poole happened. You're 100% right.
So I feel like, but Andrew Wiggins had a great game too.
Tobias Harris. He's the 4th option.
He's good in that role.
He's perfect.
He's perfect in that role.
We were just saying this earlier. When he was with the Timberwolves, they tried making him a 1. Mm-hmm. That's not him. He's not your first, or if he's your best or second best scoring option, you're probably not going to win. Like if he was on the Warriors and he was their 3rd scoring option, they could get away with that with Steph and Clay.
Let me ask you a question. Because this Warriors team kind of reminds, like, I feel like they have a better team than the team I'm going to mention. But I feel like they are kind of like similar in star power. I'm talking about the Sixers and the Warriors. Who would you take in a series?
That's my finals matchup.
That's your finals matchup. You want the Suns in there.
I had the Sixers over the Warriors.
Okay.
I had the Sixers in 7.
So you think the Sixers are a better team than the Warriors?
Wow. That's a tough question, dude.
It's hard as hell, Pauls.
Yeah, that's a really tough question. That's a good question. So here's the thing. I feel like it's an even matchup, but I feel like the Sixers have the advantage with Embiid because Draymond Green can't fuck with him. And I feel like we can match their scoring output. If Maxey plays the way he can. Because you have Harden and Curry. Embiid is Embiid, dude.
Right.
He's a matchup nightmare.
But if Jordan Poole continues to play like this, he could kind of negate Maxey.
Yes, but here's my thing.
So here's my thing. You have Embiid and Harden versus Clay and Steph. Who do you trust more?
They've been there before. Clay and Steph.
That's where I'm at. Because I feel like Andrew Wiggins and Tobias cancel out. Draymond Green, I don't know. I mean, he's a
different.
Yeah.
He's hard to judge because he does little stuff.
He does little stuff. Yeah, right.
He does the dirty work. He's
Correct.
the heartbeat. He's like the person in the huddle that's getting everybody.
Yeah,
the leadership. That's the word I was looking for. But my thing is Embiid's a matchup nightmare for them because you can't go small ball on him because Embiid could go out and shoot the 3. Mm-hmm. But if you go small ball, he'll bully any of them down low.
Oh, absolutely.
So to me, Embiid is just a difference maker. The only team that really scares me for the Sixers would be the Bucks because of Giannis. But I think that we can handle them. I think we can beat the Bucks. And if the Suns got there, I think he would bust up DeAndre Ayton because DeAndre Ayton's too skinny. Embiid's a different animal, man.
I'm not saying
he's
that.
7 foot, 290 pounds.
I'm not saying that, but I've seen Embiid get shut down by players he should have never gotten shut down from.
The only person I know that shuts down Joel Embiid, Al Horford.
Weirdly.
Oddest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. Well, Embiid, he's on another planet. He's different. But going back to the Warriors and Nuggets, I'm with you. I just it's hard, man. how do you say the MVP or runner-up of MVP this year to get swept? I mean, how do you, like, that's where I'm stuck at. I'm just like, I get it, they're playing the Warriors, but you don't think that he can't win one game? If you are the MVP of the league, or you are the runner-up and you are the former MVP, you got to at least win one game. You can't get swept. You can't. You cannot get swept. That's like Aaron Rodgers losing in the first round of the playoffs. Completely gone. That's like Brady losing the first round in the playoffs. You win one. You've been there before, right? Is it the same magnitude?
My thing is, though, is like he was the MVP last year. And for me, to follow up, you need to have like a spectacular season. I don't think he had a spectacular
I feel
season.
like he had the same kind of season.
The same
and maybe
kind
a
of
little
season. And the problem is that
probably a little bit better.
for if anybody's watching and they don't know what VORP is, it's value over replacement player. So it's basically saying take out the star and put in an average role player, and that's what it is, which is a dumbass stat because if you take out Joel Embiid, you took out Kevin Durant, and they went from the 1 seed to the play-in game.
It sounds like a complicated formula that I just don't really want to figure out. It's a formula.
It's a formula for nerds
Yeah.
that sit there and say, "Oh my God, look! If we calculate, y equals mx plus b, look how good this guy is." Nobody uses y equals mx plus b. I used it 3 times in like 11th grade. It just does it. It's just the same shit, and it's stupid because everything about sports now is analytics. Mm-hmm. Everything about it is analytics, and it just ruined the sport.
Yeah, I don't believe in that kind of shit. I go off eye test. I mean, that's how I evaluate players who I like, who I think is big potential star versus who ain't. I could see on the eye test. If you had to not watch the NBA this year if you didn't think Joel Embiid was the MVP. I mean, you got players on other teams after the Sixers just beat them saying, "Yo, he's the MVP." I mean, come on, like
Kevin Durant was saying it.
Kevin Durant,
these are high-profile guys. These
and
aren't
Kevin
bums.
Durant and Embiid,
They
clashed.
beef on the court.
Yeah,
That's just a sign. That's the ultimate sign of respect.
Exactly, you're exactly right. So it's just like, to me, it's like, why are we questioning this shit? You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's where I sit on that.
I'm the same.
I think it's garbage if he doesn't win. So whatever.
I know. And that concludes tonight. Everything NBA playoffs. That was fun, bro.
Yeah, we always rock out.
Always.
No doubt.
Now, it's going to get more interesting as these series go on, though. Because once you start getting in 2-0 and 3-1 and stuff like that, then the opinions are going to come out.
I gotta be honest, man. You got me thinking on the Grizz, but I hope I didn't put the hex on them.
You've done that before, bro. You fucked the whole dynasty up with the Warriors.
I did, yo. Anyway, all right, let's wrap it up. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on propshq.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher, and all that other shit. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and we will see you guys Thursday night at P&I.